And good morning, Santa Clarita, and welcome to Aging with Power, sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care. I am your host, Myles McNamara, and our show focuses on the challenges and the topics that we face on this journey that we call aging. We begin aging from the minute we take our first breath, and although our show will primarily focus on adult and senior issues, we will from time to time visit areas of the entire aging spectrum, from the womb to the tomb. Our subject matter experts will address concerns that will empower us to make informed decisions. Now, we are live, we are interactive, so if you would like to call in with a question, we would more than love that. 661-298 KHTS, 661-298-5487. And if you are the shy type, you can just pass your question along through our sound engineer, Justin. Say good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Myles.
Nice to be had. I mean, nice to see you. So yes, but we would still love to address your concerns and answer any questions you may have. We have a great show in store for you today, and preparation is knowledge, and knowledge is power. Couple really cool things we're going to talk about today, depending on how you look at it. From Henry Mayo Hospital, we have the Palliative Care Unit, or the Palliative Care Program. Joining us today in studio is Lisa Ortega and Ms. Jennifer DeSaro. And there's a lot of acronyms after their names, so we're going to get to that when they say hello. But first of all, good morning, Lisa and Jennifer. Welcome to Aging with Power.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and to inform us about palliative care and the program that you have going on over at Henry Mayo. And then the second half of the show, we have a couple beautiful young ladies here from Seroptimus International of the Greater Santa Clarita Valley, and we are going to be talking about their annual fashion show, which is a fundraiser for the Seroptimist. Miss Lori Tucci, Auger, sorry, Via Tucci, and Nicole Grohl. I saw this on your Facebook page, Nicole. Fitness enthusiast and blogger at fithappens.us. Awesome.
Right, yeah.
So Lori and Nicole, welcome to Aging with Power.
Thank you so much, Myles.
And we'll be talking about the Seroptimus fundraiser coming up in just, less than 3 weeks, huh?
Mm-hmm. Very, very soon.
Yowzer, that's very cool. But before we get to that, I just wanted to do a shout out. We're always approaching the generous people of Santa Clarita for fundraisers, and they're amazing. It's an amazing community. And then once the event happens, sometimes it just kind of rides off in the sunset. So I want to kind of look back for a minute and say thank you to the people who participated in a couple of fundraisers that I was involved in. And it was a lot of fun. The Santa Clarita Fun Run was a few weeks ago and put on by our Chamber of Commerce. And a lot of people came out. It was an amazing day. We raised funds not only for our Chamber of Commerce, but also for Wish Education Foundation and a very special organization called Jack's Angels Foundation, which raises awareness and funds for pediatric brain cancer on children. Well, that's redundant, pediatric and children. Yeah, anyway. But again, thank you to Henry Mayo, who stepped up and was our fitness sponsor, and to Heritage Sierra Medical Group, who is our presenting sponsor as well. So again, thanks guys for coming out and participating, and to our sponsors. And then just last weekend, we had our biggest fundraiser of the year for our Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. And again, if you haven't heard of the Celebrity Waiter Dinner, you're probably brand new to Santa Clarita, because it's an amazing event. It's a costume-themed event. Proud to have Comfort Keepers in Home Care as the title sponsor for that, but all of our other sponsors and Brian Cagley of Pool Shaffrey and Vanessa Wilk were the co-chairs, and it was an amazing event. We raised a ton of money, I think, and I know the biggest thrust was to buy a new bus for our Santa Clarita Senior Center. I haven't heard the final numbers on that, but I think it was a smashing success. Nicole was there. She was at the Comfort Keeper table. Lori was invited, but she blew me off.
It did not, absolutely.
Actually, I hear you were ill. I'm sorry. But anyway, so thank you for everybody who came out and participated and donated to those great causes. I appreciate it very, very much. So we're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we will be talking with Lisa and Jennifer about the palliative care program over at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital and some of the facts and myths that are involved with palliative care. So don't go away. You're listening to Aging with Power on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to Aging with Power. I'm Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. If you're just joining us, we have a great show in line for you today. We will be speaking with the ladies of Seroptimus for their upcoming fashion show, Lori Tucci and Nicole Grohl. And we are going to start off with speaking with the ladies of the Palliative Care Program at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. Miss Lisa Ortega, she is the manager of the Palliative Care Program, and Jennifer DeSaro, who is the clinical nurse with the program over there. So Jennifer and Lisa, again, welcome to Aging with Power.
Thank you so much.
So why don't we start off, always like to our listeners to kind of get to know our guests a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Are you natives here? Did you come from somewhere? How did you get involved with the palliative care? So just kind of a broad stroke, tell us about yourselves.
Well, my name's Lisa Ortega, and I am the manager of the Palliative Care Program at Henry Mayo. I actually had the opportunity to start the Palliative Care Program about 4 years now. Prior to that, I was an ICU nurse, and I really felt that patients and their families needed additional support. So through my journey being a nurse and getting my master's and doctorate degree, I focused on how we could help patients and families, how we could get them the answers that they need, improving communication at the bedside, helping with that plan of care and aligning that goal of care, the plan of care, with their personal goals of care. And what I found was palliative care was that program that could do that.
Probably a lot of misconceptions and fright and just the whole 9 yards, huh?
Yes. And they really don't know what's out there, what is available to help them, and then also where they're likely to go or what their needs may be based on the outcomes of their illness.
Right. And before we peel back that onion even further, Jennifer, tell us a little bit about Jennifer.
I've been a nurse for about 12 going on 13 years. My background was all ICU. I joined the palliative care department about a year ago. And being in the ICU, we use the technology and all these machines and medications to keep people going at any end. And those things are appropriate, I feel like, for certain people. A 26-year-old in a car accident, of course, we're going to do everything we can. But somebody with a terminal illness who we may not be able to fix the problem, we may just be prolonging time. I think, like Lisa said, is informing these people and giving them knowledge of what we're doing maybe is not always what we should be doing. And just opening that communication between patients, families, and physicians. A lot of times the doctors come in and tell them what they can do, but not really what all that means. And giving them their options. We use a team approach, so we use social workers, chaplains, nurses, occupational therapists, discharge planners. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people involved with getting to know the family and the patient, where they're coming from, why they're making certain decisions, and how to help them get to where they want to go. It's not necessarily stopping care, it's just changing our course of treatment.
Well, in that tone, according to Webster or whatever, what is palliative care? Why don't we define for our listeners? We live it every day, but a lot of times, people have never heard the term, much less know what it means. So what is palliative care?
Palliative care is it's really an extra layer of support to provide patients with pain and symptom management when they're living with a serious illness. So serious illness can be anything. We often think of cancer, end-stage renal disease, cardiac disease, all these illnesses that people start developing that ultimately, yes, are going to shorten their length of life. Whether it's 2 years versus 5 years, it doesn't make a difference with palliative care. They can have the extra layer of support we offer throughout the course of their illness.
So, but what's the difference, Lisa? I mean, if I'm going to my doctor and I've got a chronic illness or a terminal illness, and they're keeping me on medication and they're controlling my pain, what's really the difference? I mean, is it a whole different? Well, obviously, because it's a whole different team. But and we'll get to the difference between palliative and hospice in a little bit. But what is the difference? I'm going to the doctor regularly. I'm getting my meds. I'm getting my treatment. So is this like just that on steroids or what?
So you go to your doctors regularly, everything's managed, but you have that time where you have that critical admission, you come to the hospital where your symptoms aren't being managed well enough. And our team is the extra layer of support where it's our time that we can get to know you, get to know what's going on in the home, who is supporting you, who are your caregivers at home, what kind of education do you need, while we manage your symptoms, and then get you on track to get you back home. And when you come back to the hospital, we're the same team that already has started that relationship with you.
So is this an outpatient program, or does it start as inpatient and follows you home? How does that whole process?
It starts as inpatient. That's our primary role. If we're going to send them home with outpatient palliative care, which is possible, then we work with outside community agencies. And then we will just do discharge follow-up calls with the family, make sure everything planned on actually happen, that they have their resources. And then if they come back, we meet them back in the hospital.
So, but by and large, your program at Henry Mayo is an inpatient program.
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
We don't have a unit. We see patients throughout the hospital, ER, ICU, any med-surg level of care, even NICU at times, to support the patients and their families.
Wow. All right, well, we're going to run away we have a few more minutes. Before we do that, the biggest myth about the palliative care that you see with your patients?
That it means they're going to die.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
them. Actually, let's back off a minute and start the difference between, because I think probably a lot of people don't know what hospice is, but I think even fewer people know what palliative care is. So what is the difference between palliative care and hospice?
With palliative care, you can have all of your normal treatments. So you can be on a ventilator, you can get chemotherapy, you can get blood transfusions and have the support of our team. And with hospice, you're really choosing to forego your curative treatments. You're going to give up the chemotherapy, you're going to give up the blood transfusions, and the goal is to go home where you know that you're going to be comfortable and die peacefully at home.
So again, it's more about pain management with no treatment.
Correct.
For hospice.
For hospice,
right.
Yeah. And we're before hospice.
Right. All right. Well, we are going to take our second break, technically. So don't run away. We will continue our conversation with Lisa and Jennifer regarding palliative care and the things that they do over there at Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital. So you are listening to Aging with Power. I'm still Myles McNamara on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.